Hi everyone, I hope your first week of classes is going great. This is our very first weekly announcement that will walk you through the what we're going to cover in this upcoming week. So first of many, so you'll get one every week, as I mentioned. And so this one may be a little bit longer because I just want to make sure that you're getting used to the format of the class, and you'll see that with every chapter, every week, things are going to be looking very similar, so we'll be able to go over that a little bit faster. So we're going to start from our homepage. So this is our homepage. When you land, when you go to Canvas and click on your Physics 100 course. From here, I'm gonna go to modules, and so this week is a little bit different because so as the first week is happening, we're going over some introductory material. So in other videos, I share about the syllabus and an overview also of Canvas and how to navigate Canvas. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be looking specifically at upcoming assignments, and specifically for the material that we will be covering. And so we start off with Unit 1, and you can see that the very first chapter of Unit 1 is actually called Chapter 0. So we're going to go over Chapter 0 in this video. Before I get to the physics, just a quick reminder, because we have additional assignment for this week. Scrolling back up, so we have the course introduction survey. It's just a few questions that you answer, and it's for credit, but the good thing is that there's no wrong answer for this one, so make sure you fill that out. This is from my eyes only, to get to know you. And then there's a course introduction video, and I've mentioned that in other videos, but this is for everyone to get to know each other, and so these two assignments are due on January 25th. Along with a discussion about physics and sustainability, which is going to be the theme of our final project, which is a group project. So make sure that you start thinking about that. Outside of this, so we're going to get to Unit 1 in a moment, I promise. But I want to also just show you that right now we don't have a whole lot for project part 1, but we want to start thinking about our project groups. Once the groups are formed, I will be able to add assignments to get started, and you can see project part 1 is all going to be about observation, research, and hypothesis. And really you can start thinking about that with that physics and sustainability discussion. All right, so all of these assignments are for credit, and we're building little by little, right, the project, but also just how to be successful in this class by getting to know each other. So now we're going to tackle Unit 1. You can see Unit 1 is called Mechanics 1. If we look at the overall view of this unit, you can see that we have Chapter 0, Introduction, Chapter 1, Kinematics, Chapter 2, Dynamics, and that's it. So 3 chapters in this first module. And then we have time before we get to this, but at the end of the unit we're going to have our first exam. You have more information here, but this is going to be coming in about a month, so after we've covered these 3 chapters. So we're not going to worry about it today. However, I just wanted to show you so you can get a sense of what's coming. And so since we're starting the unit, I'm just going to click here, and the unit overview page essentially it just tells you, all right, so this is what we're going to cover, and you can see it gives you a few of the concepts that we cover here and the chapters, so chapters 0 through 2 in the textbook. All right, so next we're going to jump to the actual chapter that we're covering this week, which is chapter 0. It's called chapter 0 because it's introductory material that we're going to be using throughout the course. And we're going to introduce some vocabulary that you'll find is fairly common in a lot of physics courses, but this one in particular. The content of this course is fairly broad because we're focusing on concepts, and you'll see that we'll talk a lot about laws and principles and models, and so learning about the difference, what all of these things mean. We'll talk about the scientific method, which is something that we are going to apply for the final project. So for the final project, we break it down using the scientific method, which is why we start with an observation, which is the first part. And throughout the semester, we'll be, walking through the scientific method and building step by step our projects. So this overview of the chapter is fairly typical. So you'll see you'll get something similar in future chapters. And it has a link to the textbook. Right, so you can click this and it will take you to the textbook, but to chapter 0 in particular. Then there's a short video that shows you around the textbook and to see what we're going to be covering. And so there's something about the pre-chapter text. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about that. And if I click on next, we're going to have access to the pre-chapter check. So I will say you can hit next again because this assignment is not mandatory. It is not for credit. I mentioned that in another video, but I'll say it again. These pre-chapter checks, you'll have one for each of the chapters. These are meant to help you figure out before you start reviewing the chapter or learning about this chapter what it's going to cover, as well as testing a little bit of your understanding about this new chapter. Depending on the classes you've taken before, you'll see in future chapters, if you've taken a chemistry class, for example, some of the concept would be something you're familiar with. Maybe you've taken physics before, or maybe this is all brand new. But this helps you sort of doing a self-evaluation, and it can help you gauge how much time you're going to need to spend on this chapter, right? If it's something very familiar, it may be that you can go straight to the homework and see how you're doing. If it's brand new, you'll want to spend more time watching videos, reading the textbook. Another thing is that you may be familiar with the chapter, but it will also give you a sense of the type of questions that we may be asking in this chapter. So you can take a few minutes and try it out. It's not for credit though, so if you'd rather skip over, you can do that as well. Okay. After the pre-chapter check, we actually go to the chapter content. So for this one, it's a little bit different again because it's an introduction. But we're going to talk about, like what are we even doing in this class? What is physics? So I mentioned, we are going to introduce the scientific method, which we're going to actually implement. So there's your lecture videos here. So something else that's going to be very useful and something that we'll need throughout the course is to do unit conversion. So you also have a video about units and how to do unit conversions. There's additional practice, additional videos that tend to be fairly short, but that reinforce some of the concept that we learn. And additional examples, for example, for conversion. So you have other examples here. Some are very close to the homework, and some may actually be taken from the homework. And there's not too much math in this course, I would say, especially compared to other physics courses. But this is an example where we're going to be using a little bit of math. And so you have help here, but also if you need any support, feel free to stop by office hours. Okay. After this, so this you would take time, right? Watching the videos, reading the textbook. You don't have to watch everything, and you don't have to read all of the textbook. I give you several ways to learn because I know that we all are different types of learners, and videos may work better for some people, reading may work better for other people, and so this is actually a good chapter to try to see what works best for you. It may very well be something outside of the resources that I provide, and if that's the case, I would ask that you share. That way I can also share with the rest of the class. But try to find out, well, I do like watching the maybe the lecture videos, and I take my own notes, and that works for me. You have the handout with the slides of the videos that you can add comments there. Or maybe you're like, I like the textbook better, and that's perfectly fine. But try to find what works, best for you. And after this, you have access to homework, and so you'll have a homework set for each of the chapters. Once you hit start, you'll start seeing the questions. And so you can see there's going to be some unit conversion problems. And that's it, because you can see if I hit next, I get to the following chapter on kinematics. So if I want to just again show you the overview of everything, just as a recap, what we need to complete by January 25th. And I would start now, right? It feels like it's in a long time, but it's going to go by quickly. So the course introduction survey and video. All right, the physics and sustainability discussion, and we don't have a discussion in this chapter 0 because of all of the other assignments, but make sure you complete the homework set 0. All of that is due by January 25th, and then after that we will tackle chapter 1 on kinematics, and I will talk about that in our next weekly update. All right. Okay. Please do reach out if you have any questions, if you need anything. We're getting started, and it may take a minute to get used to the way this course is organized, but if anything is unclear, please do reach out. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. All right. Bye.